Revolutions throughout history have been driven by the desire for change, but not all revolutions have achieved their intended goals. Some have failed, and their stories offer valuable lessons about the complexities of social, political, and cultural upheaval. By examining these failures, we can better understand the challenges of pursuing revolutionary change and the factors that contribute to success or failure. Here are the top 10 lessons from failed revolutions throughout history. 1. The importance of clear leadership. Many failed revolutions suffered from a lack of strong, unified leadership. For example, the French Revolution's later phases, particularly the Reign of Terror, suffered from factionalism, with leaders like Robespierre and Danton at odds over the direction of the revolution. The absence of clear, unified leadership often leads to fragmentation, internal conflict, and loss of focus, making it difficult to achieve lasting change. 2. The role of ideology and vision. Revolutions can fail when they lack a coherent ideology or vision for the future. The Russian Revolution of 1905, for example, failed partly because the revolutionaries did not agree on what they wanted the post-Tsarist society to look like. While many were united in their opposition to the monarchy, they disagreed on the role of the working class, socialism, and what type of government should replace the Tsarist regime. Without a clear vision, revolutions can spiral into chaos or fall short of their goals. 3. The challenge of maintaining popular support. Revolutions often face challenges in maintaining the support of the general population once the initial excitement and energy begin to fade. The 1848 revolutions in Europe were initially fueled by widespread dissatisfaction with monarchies and social inequalities. However, the revolutionaries struggled to maintain the momentum and failed to secure the loyalty of key groups such as the military and the working class, leading to their eventual suppression. Revolutions that fail to keep popular support risk being undermined from within. 4. The power of counter-revolutionary forces. One of the key lessons from failed revolutions is the significant role that counter-revolutionary forces play in derailing movements. In the case of the Hungarian Revolution of 1956, despite initial success in overthrowing the Soviet-backed government, the revolution was crushed when Soviet forces intervened. Revolutions often fail when they do not anticipate the strength of the opposition, whether that opposition is external, as in the case of foreign military intervention, or internal, as in the case of rival factions or the existing ruling class. 5. The need for solid financial and military support. Revolutions often fail when they lack the necessary financial resources or military support to sustain their efforts. The Mexican Revolution, 1910–1920, faced challenges as revolutionaries struggled to fund their movement and secure the loyalty of the military. Without sufficient resources or effective military strategy, revolutions can be easily crushed by better-equipped opponents. Revolutions need to plan not just for the overthrow of the existing regime but also for the ability to maintain control afterward. 6. The dangers of radicalism. While revolutionary fervor can drive change, it can also lead to excesses and radicalism that alienate potential supporters. The French Revolution's reign of terror, marked by the extreme actions of the Jacobins, is a prime example of how radicalism can alienate the public and create internal enemies. Extreme measures can backfire, leading to the erosion of popular support and making it easier for counter-revolutionary forces to gain traction. 7. The importance of timing. Revolutions often fail because they are poorly timed. The Iranian Constitutional Revolution of 1905 to 1911, for example, occurred at a time when the country's political elites were not yet prepared to relinquish power, and the revolutionaries were not united in their demands. Similarly, the failed German Revolution of 1848 occurred when political conditions were ripe for reform but the revolutionaries were unable to capitalize on the moment. Timing is crucial for a revolution to succeed, and even the most well-organized movement can fail if the timing is off. 8. The need for external allies. Many failed revolutions lack the crucial element of international support. The Spanish Civil War, 1936 to 1939, is an example of how foreign support or intervention can determine the outcome of a revolution. The Republican forces were unable to gain sufficient support from other nations, while the nationalists, led by Franco, received assistance from Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy. Revolutions often fail without external allies who can provide military, financial, or diplomatic support to help secure their goals. 9. The difficulty of managing change. Revolutions that succeed in overthrowing the existing regime often struggle with the complexities of establishing a new order. The aftermath of the 1917 Russian Revolution, for example, demonstrated how difficult it can be to transition from an old regime to a new one. The Bolsheviks faced internal opposition, economic difficulties, and the challenge of unifying the diverse factions within the revolution itself. The failure to manage these complexities can lead to instability and the eventual collapse of revolutionary movements. 10. The importance of public engagement and education. Finally, one of the most important lessons from failed revolutions is the need for public engagement and education. In many cases, the failure of a revolution can be attributed to the inability to educate the public about the goals and methods of the movement. The 1905 Russian Revolution was unsuccessful in part because the workers and peasants were not sufficiently mobilized or informed about the political vision of the revolutionaries. Revolutions need widespread public understanding and support to succeed. While revolutions are often seen as pivotal moments in history, they are rarely simple or straightforward. The lessons from failed revolutions highlight the importance of clear leadership, a coherent ideology, popular support, timing, and the ability to manage change. Revolutionary movements must be prepared for the challenges they will face, including opposition from both internal and external forces. By learning from the past, we can better understand the complexities of revolutionary change and the factors that contribute to success or failure.